And about a year ago, we received this Toyota Bz4X, Toyota's first electric car, and I made a range test immediately on those conditions, which was around 10 degrees, driving motorway speeds of 110 kilometers per hour, and it actually did pretty well on the range test. So tune in for the video to check how long does the Toyota Bz4X go on motorway speeds in spring conditions. So the car is at 100%. As you can see in there, it has been finished charging a couple of hours ago, and I don't think there's a lot of ampere range on this car, so that should be fine. I'm just gonna drive with the Apple CarPlay, so we will just be driving around on the motorway here between Korsør and basically Copenhagen, somewhere here, and to reach the roughly 300 kilometers, which I think the range will be today. So I'm doing today's ride without the air conditioning on, because I think Toyota claims that it makes a huge difference for the range, and it's on automatic setting now, so I guess it should turn on the air conditioning when it's needed. So today's run I will do driving 100, try to keep the speed on 115 kilometers an hour according to the speedometer of the car. I think that should be fairly close to 110 kilometers an hour real speed. At least I assume so, but at least it's gonna be constant as long as I get to the motorway. And it's 2:06 now, and what am I thinking? I'm thinking that we will probably get around 300 kilometers of range. That's quite realistic. With the battery size of, it's around 71 kilowatt hour I think in this car, and the consumption should be somewhere around 200. So I think 300 kilometers is realistic, but we will see later. We have reached 55 kilometers now, and we have used around 16% of the battery, which means that then I guess we should make 300 kilometers. But what I've noticed is that this battery is not linear, or the battery percentage in the car is not linear, so it goes down faster in the end. And the consumption has been 195 now average, so around 200, which I guessed it would be roughly. So it's interesting to see how is it going to be in the end. We are at the 100 kilometer mark now. We have used exactly 30% battery. That would indicate that we should be able to make 300 kilometers today without any problems. But as I said before, the batteries or the percentage is non-linear, so it can be that we won't be able to make it. So let's see. We have pretty much been driving exactly 1 hour, a little over an hour today, and I took a couple of minutes break there, so maybe around 105 kilometers average speed. So now we are exactly at the 150 kilometers mark, and we have 56% battery left. So that would mean that basically we should be easily able to make the 300 kilometers. But as I've seen before, the battery percentage meter, or whatever you call it, on the car is not linear, which means that it will probably start going down faster now. Average consumption now is roughly 190 watt hours per kilometer, which is actually quite low. The weather today has been
It's not too windy, there's almost no wind, but it's between 10 to 12 degrees, so that's like fall or spring weather here in Denmark. So we just passed the 200 kilometer mark, and we have around 40% battery left. So after it went under 50%, it started going faster down, the percentage. I don't know why, so it's like a little non-linear. The car still says that we have around maybe 180 kilometers, 175 to go, but in reality, I don't think that's gonna happen. So, and the average consumption is around 192 or something like that. It reset the meter because I had to take a small stop, so I don't know exactly, but somewhere around there. So maybe around an hour more to go, and then we are finally gonna end this test. We are now reached the 250 kilometer mark, and we are at 22% battery left, and around 90 kilometers according to the car. And the average consumption is still around 190 watt hours per kilometer, so it's still the same. We should be able to make it to 300 kilometers without any problems. But now I can see that the percentage is dropping way faster than before. So maybe half an hour to go, and then we go home. All right, we have 15% battery left, and we have been driving for almost 270 kilometers now. I need to bail out now because I need to go home, unfortunately. But so 270 kilometers and 15% left. I will count that, how much we should be able to do with 15%. I think we should be able to do, it's around 30 plus 15, 45 kilometers. So we should be able to do around 315, 320 kilometers in these conditions with the full battery until zero. So 300 kilometers, no problems.
So there you have it. You can drive about 320 kilometers on the Toyota Bz4X in spring conditions, 10 degrees warm, 110 kilometers an hour motorway speeds. And I would say it's pretty good considering the net capacity of the battery is only 64 kilowatt hours, and it's a quite big car, so the consumption is actually very modest considering. So, and you can actually check my other video where I drive all the way to Åland in Finland, where I also do the range test on summer conditions. How does it actually differ? And there's a little bit more range on the summer conditions. So thanks for watching.